brother, we're back again. Professor Victor, we must have had a power outage or something, or something. We heard a couple booms and power went out, and just to make sure, we're gonna press the restart button. Thank you, brother, for making the time. Thank you for your friendship, and it's been amazing. We were just talking about last time. We were talking about how people don't believe your background as a dancer, being like this tough, like martial art guy, jiu-jitsu, black belt, and then you're like, dancer, like what? There's no way, And then I show them videos or pictures, and they're like, oh wow, oh, that's crazy.
Yeah, that's funny. That's funny. Like I had this many times, like all the situations when after you roll with some like blue belt or something, and people roll with you. Now it's police.
Yeah, something's going on, right, in Burbank.
So yeah, they ask you like, oh, what's your background? Like you're a wrestler or something? I'm like, I'm a dancer. I'm like, no, you're joking. No, cannot be. I'm like, yeah. So it was funny. Oh, one guy told me like, oh, I'm never gonna laugh about dancers anymore. Okay. Yeah, like I said, yeah, I guess people underestimate dancing background sometimes. Like since I've been doing it since 7 years old, so
Right.
it's a long time, and been doing it professionally, compete all the time, and a lot of camps, a lot of training, physical, and not just dancing, but different kind of things, and a lot of exercise, a lot of running,
Movement, yeah, running, yeah.
and stuff. Yeah, so yeah, we'll get pretty good.
How many hours would they have you be dancing as a kid?
It's depend. Like a regular day, probably like 2 or 3 hours. But we had these camps, summer camps. After you had like a few weeks break, and then you come back, and we have always every summer we have this 1 month camp. Every day, no day offs, no off.
7 days a week.
Yeah, 7 days a week. You start at 9, and you go like first couple hours just physical training, and then 3 hours of dancing. Then you have a little break, and then you have private lessons, and then you practice by yourself. So it's all day.
All day.
With some breaks, of course, so like for food and stuff, and you can relax and then go again and relax. And so, like 8 hours a day, 9 hours a day. It's like your job.
Yeah.
And and
that's
like
amazing.
Like I said, it trains you mentally too, like to be stronger. I think this is the most I appreciate about the sport. I think any kind of sport could be like when you winning, losing, and when you training that much, when you're pushing yourself, and that's what you get tough. It's not even your physical condition; it's like mental thing.
Yeah,
Like if you just don't get competitive and you don't let yourself like okay, let's let this happen. No.
Yeah. And you're also telling, I asked you how did you begin dancing? How was that?
Yeah, that was funny because I always wanted to do martial arts. I was watching those old movies with the karate guys beating everybody, and I was like that kid who plays all these little toys and always have a fight involved. And
Nunchucks.
Yeah, and my mom took me because of her friend, asked her like, oh, my girl needs a partner. She just started dancing, and we just need a partner. Let's go try. And my mom like, yeah, let's go try dancing. Mom, please, no, no, I want to do karate or something. Like, let's do martial arts, whatever. She's like, let's go try. It's okay. So she took me there, kind of not forcing me too much, but like, I was kind of humble kid, so you can take me whatever. And then I really like my my teachers, and especially the male teacher who I thought about dancers the same as I guess people think about dancers. So like, it's like funny guy or something.
Yeah.
But no, he was kind of a tough guy, mentally tough, and he was like he was very nice explaining things. He was very funny, and that's why I stay and that's why I continue all my life, just because of that one person.
What was his name? Do you remember?
Yeah, Igor Pichonov. Yeah.
Amazing. Shout out. Yeah, nice.
Yeah. So then, since then, like I've been in that same club like 7 years probably, and then I move on to a different city, to a bigger club. So start changing the partners. I don't even know how many. I tried different ones, like because something happens. Sometimes injuries or something, or just people split up.
Yeah,
that could be a tough process to find a good match, And
interesting.
And there's a lot of things
Good
going
matches
on.
with the instructors, with the partners, right? Dance
Yeah,
partners.
yeah. I had a lot of instructors too, the different ones in different cities, and we go to coachings and going to compete almost like every week since I was like 15, 14 years old.
Wow.
Almost every weekend
Wow.
competition. Sometimes, yeah, 4 competition a month. Sometimes competition lasts like 5 days a week. You have to compete every day.
Wow.
And you're like so tired, you're like, oh, I don't care anymore. And that's actually your best every time. And that's what I realized. Every time you're tired and you don't care anymore, you do your best. Your body kind of
Interesting.
pulling out things that you learn, but you're not thinking and you're not trying so hard anymore because you can't. But you're actually doing your. But I think that will apply to jiu-jitsu too. The more you compete, the more you training, the more you get used to those things. Like your body will naturally do it more.
And you get out of your own way, right?
Yeah.
Your thoughts and
Yeah. You don't care anymore. It's I remember that particular like 3 competition. It was really big in Russian Open Championships, and we have like 500 couples.
Wow.
In only my category compete.
Wow.
So you start you start 8 a.m. in the morning, and you go rounds and rounds, rounds and rounds. If you make it to the next round, of course. And yeah, some days if you make it, if you're doing well, you finish at like 1 a.m. So it's all day long competition.
Wow.
And you continue moving, continue dancing every time, and then at the end of the day, you're like, I don't want. It's like no, you just don't have a thinking anymore. It's like just blurry in there, and that was
You're in
actually
flow.
the good
You're
dance.
just what's inside of you,
Yeah.
not thinking. No.
Yeah, that's funny how our body and brain works and how much our body can take. It's always surprising me. It's in a good way, actually. Like the most of the time when you see the people around you, they doing something, and you feel like that's it. I cannot do it anymore. And then you turn your head, and everybody's doing it, and you're like, oh, I can. Okay, and you do it, and you do it like twice as much or 3 times more or something. This is fun. That's what makes you tough and makes you strong as a person too in your life. I think not just sport wise, but also some difficulty in your life that you can pass through.
Yeah. Yeah. Wow.
That's why I recommend to everybody to do any sport, not just dancing or jiu-jitsu or something. I think any sport, if you do it a little more serious, then you train yourself and you'll be a better person for sure. More humble and like you just know where to put your energy.
What is the humility? How does that play? How does it make you better? Being humble.
Well, I learned a lot about this in jiu-jitsu too. I always was the kind of explosive in my character guy. Used to be like in my 20s.
Yeah.
And if somebody wants to fight, I'll like, yeah, okay, I'll accept it, you know. Right now, I'm like, no, there's no reason, you know. Just we can talk about it, and I just have a confidence that I can if I need to, but I don't have to prove anything. And if I wanted to prove, I'll better go and put on my jiu-jitsu gi or gloves or whatever, and go to the gym and you prove yourself and you prove somebody if you want to, but there's nothing to prove, like on the street or to some guy who get mad at you or something, and there's nothing to prove. And I believe like doesn't matter what your level of jiu-jitsu or boxing or whatever, you can still lose a couple teeth in a street fight. It doesn't matter how, like you never know how it goes. And what the other guy capable of, and so it doesn't worth to try. Yeah,
lose
for sure. No, I had a couple situations here when I was like, actually, I was going to the gym and train in the morning, and I don't know. Normally, I'm a very good driver. I'm aware what's going on, but maybe I was kind of sleepy. I don't know. And the guy cuts me off, and he was like, very aggressively, like, yeah, stop the car, and like he wants me to get out of the car, and he wants to fight me. I'm like, my mouthpiece and the trunk. I cannot, like, man, I'm just, follow me if you want. Let's go to the gym. I'll give you gloves. Let's go fight in there. I'm like, no, I'm not going to be in that YouTube video fighting around my car or something. No, I'm not. So for sure in 20s, I would probably stop and do that, but not anymore. And I think that the jiu-jitsu training,
Mm-hmm.
it shows you like you you can be you can win fight, you
Mm-hmm.
can lose fight.
Mm-hmm.
It's very easy. It doesn't matter what your level, and
Yeah.
you have to not don't underestimate other people too, and just humble you down, yeah, like I
Yeah.
said, and you don't
Yeah.
you think differently.
I was just thinking about the dancing because sports different, right? But makes you a better person. Really doing your best and going, training for excellence, right?
Yeah.
For your preparation, everything else, and like dancing. Just 'cause it's like it's different, but it's the same, right?
Mhm.
And so you're like you said humble. Like how is it? How does it? How does it make you humble? Or why is being humble good? Why is being humble good? How does it help you grow and be better, be your best?
Um, I think I always appreciate the humble people, because it's easy with them. And I think I've become one through the years.
Mm.
Also, I always be as a kid too. But I have those some explosiveness in my character. I think it could be like very, very aggressive sometimes. Used to be,
Mm-hmm.
not anymore. Now I think I can control myself much better, and it's because of the dancing and because of the jiu-jitsu, because of other things you do, combines all together, and it's like the more you train, the more you understand about your body. You discover how your body works. You discover what the people doing around you, and so you're not in the movie in your head anymore. You're not like watching those guys fighting or something. It's just no point in anymore. No, like like I said, nothing to prove to anybody. You think about yourself. The main competition always for me is to, like in dancing, in jiu-jitsu, I'm trying to beat myself every
Mm-hmm.
day.
There
Every
you go.
day I come here, I'm trying to learn something new, and you can learn from,
Become better.
yeah, you can learn from a blue belt, from white belt.
Mm-hmm.
I'm teaching dancing, right? This is my job daily. I'm learning from my students too.
Mm-hmm.
So the more like they make mistakes, right? And you understand how it works, and you understand why they make those mistakes, and that's how you get better. And I think in life too, if you see things like this, if you see people make mistakes, you learn if you're smart.
Yeah, yeah. Well
And
said. Said. Yeah. What was it? So I just want to go back because you had mentioned like the town, but I'm not sure when the thing happened before the power going out. You were from like the town you're from and the area,
yeah, the town, like
like a
I
smaller town.
yeah, I always say that I'm from Volgograd, which is used to be a Stalingrad. Everybody knows that from the Second World War. But I'm actually from the smaller city. It's called Volsky. It's across the river from Volgograd. So that was like 300,000 people city, very little. And yeah, so this is where I start dancing. Like I spent my life until I'm what 22,
Wow.
and then I came here.
Wow.
So yeah, that was a very big change for sure. Like for me, from I had the kind of my parents was trying so hard to like invest in me, invest
Mm-hmm.
in my dancing because it's a very expensive sport, and
Yeah, I bet.
we don't have money. My family doesn't have money, so they give the last things they have, and this is I so appreciate about my parents, about my mom, especially like she like this is the moments when I think to quit. I'm like I can't now because my mom invests everything she had in this, and like no, I cannot afford. Like, no, no way I stop right here because of like different partners or something, some trouble, different results or something. Like, I had these thoughts a couple times, but no, it's impossible. Like, I know this is my life. This is I'm gonna do until my body capable of, and that's it. Like, my mom invests so much in me, so this is I appreciate. And I'm here because of the dancing. I'm here in the United States because of the dancing, because what I did in the past, and my dancing buddy from my club. He went here first, and one day he called me and he's like, "Do you want to try? We have this new studio opens up. there's no students yet, but like you can build it up from the beginning. I'm like, yeah. So I go get the visa, and then I think in 2 months I was here
Wow.
with my
Special ability visa. for that?
first we
Oh,
came
tourists.
with my partner who was my girlfriend
Okay.
same time, and we was just trying the water kind of. We was being here for 1 month, compete and trying to teach, but I had no English back
I remember
those
when I
days.
first met you. Yeah, and now we're doing a podcast, and
Yeah.
it's
I
it's
I
easier.
had like I had a few words that I know. I can understand barely what people telling me if they be very slow, but I cannot say anything back because I don't know how to put them together, you know.
Yeah.
And I had to teach. I had to teach class. I have to teach people. That was funny. But I have to learn very quick. And so the way we came here, it was I remember that day, by the way, we celebrate every year. It was December 8th. So we came here, we tried for 1 month, then we come back to Russia and we get married. And then we come back here and just start a new life from like scratch with $2,000 in the pocket and nothing else. Yeah, so just start
Wow.
building that new studio. Was no people in there.
Where did the dancing take you? Because you did you had leave the country? Did you most of your dance competitions were they just inside Russia, or did you go international as well?
We did some international. Yeah, we had a lot of in Russia. Yeah, like all over the Russia. Pretty much I go except very far east side.
Except
Yeah, like that piece in center around Moscow, south. Yeah, all over the Russia. And yeah, we went to Europe for bigger competitions like Germany, Poland, Finland, been to Denmark. Yeah, some of them. And they was never given me visa to go to the biggest camp in UK. They had some good camps until these days, and I never been there because of they didn't approve my visa. And so that was the biggest upset in my life about dancing, because that competition is like everybody
Yeah.
must go and try
Yeah.
once at
Yeah.
least.
Yeah.
Man. And today, by the way, I wake up and I was like, "Oh, let's go check the mailbox," and I got my American passport today.
Wow.
In this morning.
Congratulations.
Thank you. So
Congratulations.
now no more visas now needed.
Amazing.
So this is so 15 and a half years I was waiting for this day pretty much. So I'm gonna
Wow.
remember this.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah, that was
And then you ended up after you ended up because you're like what's the main kind of dancing you did? Like I remember you telling me like ballroom dancing.
yeah. We have a normally
I'm not sure how that
we
how it
have
works.
we have this 10 dance, and it's actually split up on a 5 and 5. So which is Latin,
Latin. Okay.
you know, those
different.
short dresses, kind of sexy stuff, and ballroom.
This is the tough guy, like you're like no. Then
Yeah.
like they think I'm messing with them, joking with them, like no man, he's like it's legit.
Yes, and ballroom is like
Yeah, no, I mean he tells me stories of like the competitions all day like moving, all day moving, and he's like, yeah, I've tested like beer and whiskey, and like no, you can't drink beer because it slows you down. Those kinds of things slow you down.
Yeah.
I can do whiskey. Whiskey's good, you know.
well, it depends. No, we don't do anything.
Right.
if we-
Right.
if we compete.
But you were
Big-
just telling me like not even not competition, but other things. Just you're
Yeah,
so
yeah.
experienced, so seasoned, like hardcore.
Yeah. Oh, for sure. I mean, we had this fun time. You're talking about like beers and stuff. Yeah, I tested, like you said, on myself for sure.
No, but like it's like a high level like explanation, like a serious guy that's explaining like no, this that like you're a professional athlete, like you're testing your performance and how you do with different things you eat and drink,
Yeah, for
you know.
sure. No, diet for sure.
And so you're so dialed in with your body, you're like no, this is good, this is not good.
Yeah, and it's like it's been many years that I'm trying different things,
Right.
and I find out for myself for sure. Like if I compete, I don't eat all day. I don't eat anything. Just drink. If I eat, it slows me down. It makes me tired. Makes me sleepy. So I don't eat. Empty stomach. Maybe one banana in a whole day, and that's it. Nothing else. Some people different. Some people
Right.
have to eat. So it's just you have to find out for yourself again.
What works best?
Yeah, but Yeah, you're talking about the
the how it works,
yeah,
the
different
different
styles. So we
dances.
have two different styles. That Latin thing, which is more like a sexy thing, and another one, another five dances is a ballroom, like long dresses that suit, you know, and you like all elegant and stuff, like back in 18th century or something. And people choosing, like people trying to save time and money on those, and they choosing one or another, which one they do better.
Yeah.
But all my life I did both of them. So my teachers many times asking me like, don't you choose one? In you can invest more like
Yeah.
time and money in that, and you'll be better. I'm like, I don't know what to choose. I love both. So and I'm actually doing pretty good in both. So and there's a
It's so interesting. It's like gi and no gi, you know.
yeah,
Right?
yes,
I do both, you know.
yeah, I like all of it, and we did some pretty good. Like so, there's different competitions for one style, for another style, and then combine. And combine, it's actually pretty good chances because not that many people. Like in Russia, let's say if you go to one style, it's gonna be like 500 couples, and if you go to
Wow.
combine, it'll be like 150. So
Wow.
it cuts down like three times, but still very tough. Yeah, and then a lot of couples. So I was explaining this when I was applying to green card, and we because of the extraordinary ability, right? And my lawyer did very good job explaining to the why like a semi-final in the Russian championship is good because they only accept like first or second place, but I've been like 12 or something or 13, but that's out of those
Yeah.
200 couples,
Yeah.
which is like okay, it's pretty good. And like you have to explain it, so this is funny. And uh, like again, the people think that the dancing is something like oh, it's pretty and it's easy.
Easy, yeah.
Yeah, but it's pretty difficult. It's the same as jiu-jitsu difficult.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
can tell.
Body controlled
It's just
focus.
a little different, but it's a lot of concentration, a lot of work, a lot of things to do,
It's amazing.
and a lot of political too. That makes it more difficult.
Like the people judging and making the yeah.
This is crazy, yeah. In jiu-jitsu, it's easier because I mean, there's some issues with the points sometimes, right? Of course, you can
It's all relative, right?
yeah, give a point, not give a point, whatever. Like some confusing situations in there, but in dancing, like there's no judging system for what are you judging. It's just your opinion as a judge. You like it or not, and you compare those couples, and you just give that first place, and another guy gives that couple eighth place, and this is always like argument.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. It's it's been a good experience, good life.
Yeah. How long is a big competition? How many hours? How does it work? You come in, you do the first dance, and then you just keep going. Because you were telling me some stories. I was like, wow.
Yeah, yeah. The big ones like Russian Championship, for example, we started like 8 in the morning, and because there's like 500 couples, they have to split you on a little brackets, right? So on a little hits they call. So it'll be like one dance, 30 hits. In each hit, about like 25 couples, right? So you dance your one dance, and then you wait for 25 or 30 hits to pass to dance
Wow.
another one.
Wow.
And then the next round, they cut to the half. So all these people, let's say you start with 500, then it's 250. And then you repeat again the process. But it's getting shorter already. And then it's getting shorter and shorter until you have like 96 couples, 48, 24, 12, 6, and that's the final, right? And then 6 couples or 7 couples, depending on competition. That's the final. So then you just do your all 5 dances in a row, no stopping in the end of the day.
Wow.
And so,
So stamina, everything, mental fortitude,
yes, I remember
all
that.
those things play.
I never been so tired anymore in my life. Like those two times we did before we came to United States, we did 2 times Russian Championship and those 10 dances. So, like I told you, there's 5 and 5, and when you combine them, you have to do 10. So it's double. And so you have to start at 8 o'clock, and you dance instead of dancing just 5, you dance in 10, and you changing the clothes every time. So you're changing the clothes from one style to another. Then you making another round, you change the clothes again, and in the end of the day, you cannot see things, you cannot talk to people. You just like, okay, you make a next round. Okay, let's just do it. You put that sweaty short again, which is like sticking to you. You know, you can just make a puddle of it.
Bring it out.
Yeah, and you go again, and like, oh, I remember those. Like after that, I couldn't talk. After that, we finished. I was like, I'm so happy it's finished, and I'm so happy with my place in there. It's like, it was good, because also like a few couples who made the final last year, they have a, we call it star, and they skipped two first rounds.
Wow.
So they
That helps
actually,
a lot.
people who made that day final, they dance one round less than me, but I only was in the semifinal. So
To get a bye, they rest more.
but again, it's a good experience, very nice. Like I never regret of my past, and it's always experience, always, and anything that happens, you just take it as a
Yeah.
positive
Yeah.
thing.
So how does it work? You have like a team, or one guy, two guys? How does it work with, like in martial arts and stuff, and the UFC, you have like, you have your corner, two, three guys, How does it?
We had a big, like in Russia is a little different than here, different system. We have a big clubs, like we have
Clubs.
Jiu-Jitsu club.
Gotcha.
Right? Same thing in dancing, like it's all my friends, and there's different age groups, different age people, and we practice all in the same room every time. We spend time when we go in from city to city. We spend good time together, and then we compete against each other, and we support each other. If somebody makes it better than you,
Yeah.
you stay and support.
Yeah.
And this is the best thing, because like when you get sick or you're tired or something, you skip 1 week, and then you come back and you see those guys doing much better than you already in 1 week, and you're like, oh my god, like I just have to work,
Yeah.
work harder. Or you're doing something like those crazy exercises, and
Yeah.
you're like holding your plank for like 20 minutes, and you're like, I can't do this anymore. Like, no, I just want to stop. And you see girls doing it. I'm like, oh, damn, no, I have to. Like, that's
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
And you just like mentally, you're pushing yourself farther and farther, because our body is actually very capable. Like, it's much more capable of doing things than we think about it most of the time. That's what I keep telling to my students too, because a lot of people, they don't know what their body like not supposed to do but can do,
Is capable of doing.
yeah, and they don't believe in themselves because of that. And once you show them like, oh, you see, you did today, you did better than like 2 months ago or something, and then the time like you show them in 6 months, like, and show them the past, let's say the video or something, and look what you did before and now, and how many things you do, how much more strength, how much more like moving or power. So I think same in jiu-jitsu too. If you see yourself like progress like this, then you start to believe in yourself and in your body too, and we actually can do a lot more than we're doing today. Everybody, I think, if we just mentally more stronger and we're pushing ourselves a little bit
Yeah.
harder,
Well said.
then we can do a lot. We can do everything we want, pretty
Yeah.
much. That's what I believe. It's just how much you want it. Like if you want something like that American passport, you want it so much, you'll get it. Maybe it's gonna be problems on the way. Yeah, it's not easy.
Ups and downs. Yeah.
It took me a lot of time and a lot of stress and a lot of different things. But yeah, okay, finally it's here. Now I'm happy. It's good. And things like this in my life, it's been with pretty much everything. If you really want this and you're like dreaming about it, like you go on to sleep every night and you're thinking about this, like you really want it, and it happens somehow.
When you were younger, you're a teenager, you were getting, becoming serious, dancer. What were some of the goals that you set out to do?
Well, it's funny actually. I think I was a person who can see myself in the mirror very clear. Like I have no big expectation. Like I knew I'm never gonna be a world champion. Let's say, I don't even have that dream. I wanted to get closer every time. Like I wanted to get like, oh, look, okay, this year we in 24, let's try next year in 12, something like that. And then I never was like, yeah, I'll be like the world champion. And then I think that's why I don't get the big upset moments, because when you lose, it's when you challenge yourself that high, when your expectation is that high, and then when you lose, then you can actually mentally break. But when your goals are a little, but you can kind of build the stairs from there, you know, like step by step, go into something. Then I think mentally is more healthy for you. That's what I believe. But I didn't do it on purpose. It's somehow this is how my brain works. Like I never thought that I'm gonna be something big, and
Because dancing's so relative, right? On the scoring, and
yeah.
how can you, like for example in fighting or some kind of thing like that, it's a
Mhm.
little bit, okay, you win, you submit the person or knock them out, right?
Yeah,
Then
yeah.
it's like very definite, like, okay, I
But
won.
you see a lot of like in those UFC fights, you see a lot of people they arrogant, at least before the fights.
Hmm.
A lot of people have a big mouth, you know, talking a lot and stuff like, ah, yeah, it's me, like you'll see, and then they lose, and then what, like, and then it's probably mental a little break, and then
Yeah,
you're gonna go over yourself and start over again and build that confidence again,
yeah,
and so this is difficult. That's what
yeah.
That's
Some
what I'm
like,
talking about. The humble person,
yeah,
like
yeah.
just don't say too much. Maybe that's gonna be you'll
Let your
look.
actions speak for the
Yeah,
for it
yeah,
rather than your words. You know, like a lot of the fights, right? They have to hype up the fights. Like for example, I don't know if you watched the Islam and the Dustin Poirier this weekend.
yeah. Oh, I didn't watch it, but
Yeah, but it
my
was, you know,
friend
it
told me.
was, you know, there were, it was a good fight, and it went to the fifth round, and then Islam caught him. But you know, I saw some things afterwards, and he's like, hey, you know, I just wanted to let you know, like, it was just to hype the fight, you know.
Yeah, yeah, for
But
sure,
like,
for sure.
big respect, and they, you know,
Yeah, you
they
you
made,
you know exactly the people who doing it on purpose, and you
yeah,
know people who just, especially like in the beginning of the career, I guess, and they just jump,
yeah,
jump,
yeah.
trying to jump higher than their head, you know, and they're just talking sometimes too much, I think. But
But the mental, right? The mental health is like so important, right? For life, right? Because at the end of the day, like martial arts or any sport, right? It like it's supposed to be a tool. You know, the big picture, like I've been doing for so long, but like the biggest thing you get out of it is it makes you the better person.
no, for sure, and it helps. I think maybe you remember those days when I told you I go through divorce. It was like almost 5 years ago. I had a really hard time in my head and my anxiety and all those moments. And jiu-jitsu helps me a lot. And those days I was training every day or 2 times a day sometimes, just because I want to forget things that's going through my head. And when you're doing something, it's again any sport, I think, doing what you like, what you love, it makes you just concentrate on those things you're doing right now, this moment,
Being in
and
the
then
moment, yeah.
your brain gets carried away, and then it gives you a break, and then you're like, oh, okay, now it's more clear, and what do you want to do next, and what, like all those things that's messing out with you, and they're just gone for some time at least, but then you can have a time to think, and that's really interesting, and I appreciate this for sure a lot. And
Yeah, yeah. It's a positive way, a constructive way to deal with it. You know, stress, right?
yeah, yeah,
Where some people they can, you know, go to like alcohol or different things, right?
yeah.
So
No,
it's not, which isn't good for you, right?
alcohol never helps with the stress. It's I I do drink alcohol sometimes when we have a party or something.
Yeah, socially, yeah.
Yeah, but I believe that if you trying to run away from something
Mm.
and you drink, yesterday, I mean today you feel better, but tomorrow will be more problems. And then this is how people getting into that and never stop because they just keep doing it.
More,
Yeah,
yeah, pressure.
and yeah, no, it's not a good way for sure. Yeah, better to find something you love, and that's what mm, turn your turn you to another side from like your problems and something. You just see different things, and that's it. Relaxes your brain, relaxes your body, and then you can start thinking straight and like, okay, you make a plan. What's next? And
I appreciate you saying all these things about just it's from your experience, like a professional athlete, veteran experience, saying these things, like yeah, and how you deal with different. We all have issues. We all have things that come up through the life, but it's how we deal with them. And having your background, like of the dancing and also jiu-jitsu, right, like allowed you to make the good choices, right, when
Yeah,
that
for sure.
comes.
Yeah, for sure.
Came.
Yeah, well, like I remember those days when we have an injury, right? We all have injuries. I have my injuries from like 20 years old, and I struggle with one, like with my knee, like it's like popping up. I think we talk about it with you also. Like, and at some point, I couldn't even move when I'm like we did jujitsu. I couldn't move if I'm on top,
Mm-hmm.
and I was like, okay, let's play the guard. Let's try something
Mm-hmm.
because I don't want to just sit at home and not doing anything. Yeah. So I played the guard for like 6 months because I couldn't do anything with my knee. I wait until it heals. My guard got so much better, and I'm like, yeah. So that's the positive thing, your life changes your way. Sometimes you just follow and accept it and appreciate. You will appreciate the result that's happened. It's changing you maybe for the reason for something. And seriously, like it's 6 months, and I just did that
Forced you to
one
play
thing.
guard, yeah.
Yeah, and
Doing something different.
yeah, I get so confident in that, and it's amazing. Yeah, I
Yeah.
love it.
So setbacks can be blessings in disguise.
Yeah. So yeah, your injury or bad things, bad stuff happens in your life. Sometimes it's just like it helps you to your future. It helps you to get better as a person or stronger or something. Something can happen. Something changes in you in your brain, and then you can be maybe in the future. Like I said, it's gonna help you with something for sure. That's what I believe.
Yeah. So how long have you been teaching dance?
That's probably about 22 years, 23. I started when I was 16.
Mm.
Start teaching little kids. We had a lot of kids, and like I said, we had these clubs, right, and all kind of different ages, and there's like 30 couples of kids, and yeah, we had the group, we had private lessons, and a little bit, just like few lessons a day. So you spend time in that room anyway, like you go in there to practice, and then in the middle you can teach a few lessons. And by the way, that's a good point too. You asked a good question, because I think people who wants to improve something, again, if we're talking about the sport or something, I always tell my students, pretend you teach yourself or pretend you teach someone. I know it kind of sounds silly maybe, but it makes you learn stuff differently. You remember those things that you've been told, and then once you start teaching, you realize that you don't remember something, and then you can ask your coach, professor, or who, whatever the sport you're doing, ask more details about it. This is how you learn really quick. When you start asking questions, then it makes you remember things much quicker. So yeah, so that's what I like about, like, I'm teaching jiu-jitsu right now again, and just for fun, one class a week, and it's not for the money or something. It's for my experience. I just wanna explain some things. I want to say some things to my students, and when I say them, I actually realize that okay, I might be not doing them. When you explain it to yourself, you're like, are you really doing this when you're in a real situation? Like all those details you write down, explaining to, like, just yeah, and I think it helps a lot, and it's just a maybe good advice from me to anybody who wants to learn faster. Just pretend you teach yourself if you don't have students to teach. Yeah, if you have a real student to teach, I mean, teach your girlfriend or your
Yeah.
mom or your
Yeah.
kid. Just try to explain things, and then get you better really quick. Yeah. So teaching, yeah, 22 years, probably
Wow.
23 years of experience, and I love it. Yeah, I love my job. I love that I'm free every time I wanted to. Like, if let's say I need a vacation, I'm just calling my students, say I'm out for 1 week or something. Yeah, that's the amazing job. Like, I don't have a boss. I am the boss. I can choose the time. I can adjust my time. I can travel. I can, yeah. So it's pretty good.
So you've been, since you were 7 years old. What are the things that keep you motivated, keep it exciting for you?
Um, I think I was, I was just remember myself right now. Pictured myself when I was 3 years old. I always want to perform, I guess. I love singing. I love dancing since I'm like a kid, like 2 years old. I was singing with my mom. Uh, everybody, like when some friends gather together, right? You don't have to ask me twice to like, oh, show us something, sing or dance or whatever, and just entertain people. And I think I like that. Um, I like that feeling to be on the stage. It's kind of give you a different kind of adrenaline, kind of exciting you. First,
Dopamine, right? Too.
yeah, yeah. So
Depending on the person.
in dancing, I had that feeling. Now, since I don't compete anymore, probably 11 years, I just compete with my students. So and now it's like my job. I go with my students compete, and I do singing and I play with a band. So
Oh, you're with the band.
Yeah, I play around with like in front of people. So it's the same kind of feeling you get. I think that feeling is motivates you pretty well. And then of course people around you. Like I said, when we have that club, when I was a kid, I don't understand that feeling yet. Like what I'm just trying to describe, yeah, about the stage feeling, yeah. But when you're like 12 years old or 13 years old, you look around and you see people doing things, doing them better than you, and you want to catch up every time. You want to just you want to do that. I guess I was just a competitive person every time. Every time I'm here, I know that I'm not training much right now. Sometimes, I'm sometimes here, I'm sometimes not because it's
scheduling, everything else.
Schedule, yeah. And if I can be, I can be here like every day a week, but sometimes I cannot. But still, I'm trying to, like I said, fight myself. I'm trying not to get not to lose anything, but also learn something. Every time I'm here, learning from different people, trying to, if I see new guy in the gym, for sure I'll roll with him today, because it's you see the same people, you kind of already know what they're doing.
Their games,
yeah. And oh yeah, I can find the easy match right now, but it's like this is a wrong way for sure to go. Like I'm always trying to challenge myself a little bit.
When you first started jiu-jitsu, like what made you finally pull the trigger? You started here in Orange County, right? Beginning.
Yeah, I started in Fullerton, Gracie Baja.
Yeah.
I was again. Took me quite time. We had this dance studio where I work, and I just came to US. I don't have a car, so I have to walk to the studio. Every day I walk.
Wow.
And finally they opened that studio, and I walk by and I look. The guy's doing martial arts. Like, should I try?
Oh, you walked by the place.
Yeah. I saw the place, and I was like, maybe a few weeks I was walking by, and finally I was like, okay, let's go try. And I did that tryout class or whatever they did, like promotional class, And I was like, okay, yeah, no, for sure, I'm doing that. I bought the gi right away, and and then since I started that first class, I knew I'm never gonna stop this. I wanted all my life. I wanted to do something like that.
Yeah.
I wanted to do something involved like martial arts or fighting, just improve my body, improve my skills, and I know again until my body capable of doing this, I'm never gonna stop. Maybe I don't have time sometimes, but I'm not quitting for sure. It's the thing that I love to do, and just like dancing and singing, this is my thing, and I just a little bit regret one thing, that I start too late. I start when I was probably, what's it right now? Probably when I was like 24, 25.
You could have started.
No, I start
Right.
when I was 25.
Well, they didn't really have jiu-jitsu, right, in Russia at that time.
Yeah, but they have judo, they have like
Right.
karate.
Actually, to do some kind of martial arts, right?
Yeah. We had actually a pretty good school of judo. I have a lot of friends who did judo, and they did pretty well in the world level even.
Wow.
And we have a very good school. and we have very good school of karate. I mean, I don't believe in karate that much right now, but I could have done something about it too, probably. But I had no time. Like I regret that I didn't do it, but I understand that I couldn't because there's no time.
You have to
I
focus
can't,
on one
yeah,
thing.
I can't fit it
And who knows what's
anywhere.
good and what's bad, and it's like everybody's on their own timeline. And you found it at the right time, and you had all that pent up energy you
Yeah.
wanted to do for so many years, and now finally, however it happened, you walked by the
Yeah.
gym
Yes. Yes.
every day to go to work.
Yes. Yes. And what I love about jiu-jitsu, that's the thing. Like the people is make me stay again, just like in dancing. If I would walk into the wrong gym, maybe with some arrogant guys and like maybe I would not. But the guys was nice, and until these days, I don't go there too often. But if I see them, we're friends, and we
Yeah.
can hang out together.
Yeah.
And uh, some of the friends, like we was together, same blue belt, white belt, blue belt, purple belt, and then the guy opens the gym. He has a diamond bar, Gracie Baja now. He's my good friend. We train together almost
Yeah,
every
yeah,
day
yeah,
there.
yeah.
Yeah, so this is funny. Like this is a good thing about jiu-jitsu. Like you feel like it's your friends, your family. It means a lot. It means a lot. It's easy the process too. I've been to many gyms actually around, and I find one. I'm not gonna say the names, but I found one. I walked there one time. I trained, and I walk away not happy because of the energy. I guess they so competitive, and
A high level competition
yeah,
gym.
yeah,
Yeah.
and they don't even nobody noticed me. Like I was a purple belt, I think. I understand. Like you don't need to notice anybody, but if new face come out to your gym, you at least like say hi to and ask something.
Yeah.
Do you want to stay training with us?
Yeah, I
Or
can help you.
yeah, yeah.
How you doing, man?
Nobody even talked to me.
Yeah.
Nobody even say hi to me. But that was the one experience out of I don't know. I had many studios I tried around, and for sure, I can recommend you guys if you come to Legacy. This is the best. That's why I stay here. I love what you're doing, and I appreciate it so much. And that's why people love here. People love to be here. People love to train here, not just because of jiu-jitsu level. It is also we have very good level of jiu-jitsu, I believe, and but also it feels comfortable. It feels like you're home and you're welcome here every time, and that's a lot of people appreciate it for sure. I can tell from everybody else in the gym. Yeah, thank you. That's thank you for Professor Crane for sure for that.
Thank you, my brother. Thank you for means a lot to me coming from somebody like you with your background and your years and years, lifetime of training at at the highest level. And then you remember you lived in Chatsworth, right? And you like it was like, yeah, coming all the way from across. I was really humbled. I was like, wow, thank you so much. What
Yeah.
an honor, you would drive all the way across the whole valley to come to
Yeah,
Burbank.
I like I said, I started in Fullerton, right, and then we bought a place here in Valley, and we moved to the Valley, and that's what I was checking out all the gyms around, and I think I pretty much covered all of them. Not maybe not 100%, but at least like 80% of the gyms I tried, and I stopped here, and it was 40 minutes away from me, but I'm like, I don't care driving, but I really like it. I really enjoyed what happens in there, and the quality wise, and uh, the people. Again, everybody was so nice and helpful, and make some friends here, and we have fun. If we not doing jujitsu, we can
Yeah.
talk about stuff, and we can play guitar or something.
Yeah. Became good friends with Alexandre,
Yeah.
Professor X.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's amazing. That's it feels like you just I like friends. I like a lot of people around me. I have from different areas, like people, lawyers, and people dancers, and people from all kinds of businesses. I have so many friends, and still to these days in Russia, in all over the place, like in Europe, some of my friends now, and I can call them anytime and talk to them, and it's amazing. I think it's um, that's just that like keeps me moving, keeps me like this is another motivation in my life too. You know, when people see you as a good person,
Mm.
that's
They trust you, yeah.
another motivation for you to do better things in your life and maybe help people and with something you can. That's amazing too. And yeah, so that's a part of a jiu-jitsu experience too, for sure. Like this is what family and friendship here.
Yeah, it's
That's
interesting, you know, like, you know, Professor X, and you've seen some of my friends come through, and yeah, it's interesting, right? Like it's it's like dancing in a way, because it's like you have to trust each other. You have to give your all. You push each other to become better,
Yeah.
and then you also have to trust each other, and it's a bond, right? And yeah, it's who would have thought, right? Like fighting and, you know, choking each other would lead to that, you know. But they're like lifelong friendships,
Yeah,
like
yeah, yeah.
real relationships that you, yeah, that are like forever, bonds that are forever.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So the jiu-jitsu, yes, jiu-jitsu, and yeah, the Shanti, yeah, we meet here and we talk. It's again, we talk about jiu-jitsu, then we start talking about something else, and we find out like, oh, he's playing the music, I'm playing the music. Oh, okay, let's hang out and let's play the music together or something. And then you find those people. Oh, we went skiing together. We went, yeah, to the nightclubs together. And it's fun, and you just connect to other people, and then find out is it your person or not, and then you just go with it. A lot of people I know they trying to be kind of close, I guess. Not here. I'm just talking about generally some people, but I think you lose a lot of benefits from life and from like if you
Closed when people are
close.
closed.
Yeah, yeah. When you don't let people like in your life, I think you lose a lot of good stuff and good benefits.
Experiences, yeah,
Yeah,
life experiences.
yeah. People can, like I said, always learning something. People doing different things. It's always interesting to me. I don't know what. Even if I meet the person first time, I always like started talking about this. Oh, like, what are you doing? Oh, here and there, like they doing something different you never expect, and it's so fun to every time watch it, doing it. Maybe even try something new for yourself, and it's always good. Makes you better always.
So you got your passport. Where you going?
Oh, the passport thing. It's going. I
Now,
don't know.
what does it mean for you? I guess, what does it mean? And then what are some of the places that you wanna
It means
you
a
wanna
lot.
go?
It means a lot. It means a lot. We have a hard time to get the green card when I came here.
Mm.
It took me like 3 years because the first thing we have to explain a lot of those. It was a kind of difficult moment of, I guess, when my friends came here.
Mm.
It was a few years earlier than me. They get green card much easier than me, and I was like, so I have to go through find the. Hopefully, I find a good lawyer, and she explains everything, all the in details, and. But then they lose my paper, and we find out this. We have to reset it.
The
again.
attorneys lost your paper.
Not the attorney, but
Immigration.
yeah,
Wow.
and they would have to all restart
Redo it.
basically the process again. But yeah, it's been some bumps in there on the way. But okay, we got the green card. I could have done my passport a little earlier, for sure, but I just never really pay attention to that much until last time we went to Italy, and I had to do the visa. And my girlfriend has a passport, American passport, and I don't. And I have to do tourist visa, and it was a big hassle. And that's why I said, like, no, I have to now, I have to do it. It makes everything so much easier,
Easier,
to
yeah.
to travel somewhere. We'll
Right.
have to travel to Mexico. Yeah, that's the best place so far, and it's very close to us now.
I'll
So,
have to go visit Professor X in Brazil.
oh, for sure,
He's
that's
been
it. That's in my
inviting
plan.
you, I'm sure.
Yeah, and I've been to South America. Yeah, for sure, I want to go and discover something in there too. Yeah, Brazil was one of the countries in in my list. And the first, we actually planned to go, and it was COVID
Oh,
time.
that's right. That's
Yeah,
right. That's right.
and we canceled the trip because of the some problems on the way in there with again the testing and stuff like that. So we just decided to postpone it a little bit, and then maybe we'll see. Hopefully, in a few years, I'll be
Yeah,
there.
yeah.
Yeah.
Sounds good. You had told me about COVID, how it changed things for you.
Yes,
Changed you.
yes, it was. It was first. It was a big struggle again because I go through the hard time already through the divorce and stuff. I had no place to live for some time because I have to pay for my family expenses, and I was live. And then I found a place also where I live, so I have kind of doubled my bills,
Expenses, yeah.
And then the COVID starts, and then I have no job at all. I had maybe like few students who did it online with me, but that wasn't much like at all compared to what it was before. And then suddenly it's just boom and nothing. And in 2 months I had zero money in my account, like $50, I remember. And I was like, what am I gonna do? And it was so like anxiety again, stress, and you cannot sleep, and like, oh my God, what do we do? But then you kind of like, you figure it out. There's ways, always the ways to figure it out. And again, if you're a nice person and if you have a lot of friends, you can find a way. You can, people have been helpful to me. I appreciate that too. And of course, that's why I'm trying to be nice to everybody and being helpful. If I can, if you ask me something, if I can, I always be there. I always will help with what I possibly can. And yeah, that moment, so a lot of people help, and but it's been helpful mentally. Like it was a stress first, and then I realized that I've just all my life I've been working every day like a horse, and then
Pushing.
yeah, and I had the stress because of there is no work, not even because no money, but because I have to do something. I have to work. And then it just, in a few months, I come down and I was like, okay, just relax and just take it, accept it. You cannot change anything. This is how it is right now. And then it
With
helps.
them stopping everything, to
Yeah.
just be comfortable with just being.
Yeah, and now I'm more easy with that. I'm like, okay, people traveling, like my students, right? I have sometimes, oh, it's a lot of work. I'm busy, and then suddenly, boom, some students travel, some student get sick, something happened, and finally you cut the work, and you're like, before I will be nervous, and now I'm like, I have a day off. It's okay. And just enjoy the time. Enjoy when you can, relax your body, go do jiu-jitsu, go do whatever, like do your music stuff, and then it will come back, and that's it. You just take it differently now. In my head, it's kind of like sound different right now than it was, and there's less stress for sure. I think the COVID part of it. It's funny, but somehow it changes our lives. I think everybody's
A
maybe
blessing in disguise again.
has a different experience with that, but I think it's been a positive experience for me. And we start with my friend because of COVID, because no time. I would never do it because we were so busy and was just in that road, like a railroad, you can never step off, you know?
Yeah.
And COVID gave us a chance to start music, to start some like just for fun. We like record some video,
Yeah,
record
time,
some
yeah.
covers, and now I meet another guy who we again become very close friends. He writes the lyrics, I write the music. We're doing some new songs. Okay, it's just again a fun process for me. I know people these days are doing music very quickly on like AI,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Yeah, you can do the song for 2 minutes, but it's not fun, and there's no life in this. But we want to do it we want to learn the whole process. We want to do it by ourselves, We want to experience the whole process and put our heart in this. And, I don't know if people like it, it's good. If not, we enjoy the process.
Love it.
That's how I think about
Love
it.
it. Human experience, right?
Yeah.
Love
Yeah,
it.
for sure. Same thing for the band. I'm playing just for my experience, for my joy, for my fun. I like to be in the front of the people and performing, like I said, and dancing. And I miss that feeling sometimes, and it gives me that back. And this is good. Yeah. By the way, Friday night, if you wanna come over and watch
Nice.
us, yeah.
Yeah. Where was
in
it? Where,
downtown.
downtown?
Downtown, it's called Casey's
Okay.
Irish pub.
Okay.
We're gonna be there like few times a month right now, and yeah, it's a fun place too. Actually.
Awesome, man. Awesome. Well, what a journey. What a journey from small town in Russia to, you know,
Yeah, yeah,
now
yeah.
we're sitting here in LA doing a podcast, right?
Yes, yes, it's amazing. Yeah, when you look back and I see myself as a kid and kind of poor family, like there's no expectations at all, and then yeah, then just because of one decision of my mom to bring me to dancing, it's a big change in my life. Otherwise, I had. It wasn't a bad neighborhood, but those days in 90s, it was very bad in Russia with like drugs.
Mm.
And I had we had this neighborhood, right, where I grew up with like 20 or 25 only boys, no girls,
Huh.
only boys. And we did like summertime when I have a little break from dancing and everything. Yeah, we was hanging out with I was hanging out in that company, and then at some point they start doing the drugs,
Wow.
and at some point some of them they start going and
Is it the 90s, you said?
yeah,
90s?
yeah.
So it was still Soviet Union, huh, when you were a kid?
When I was kid, yeah, Soviet Union falls through 91, I think.
Yeah.
91, yeah. So I was like 6 years old that day.
Uh,
But it's a little bit late 90s, I
Yeah,
should
yeah.
say. Like when I was like 12, 13, and all these my friends, they start doing the drugs already. And a lot of them not in a good place right now. Only, I should say, from those 25 people, me and another 4 guys that I know that makes
Make it
good
out.
life, you know. Other ones in not a good place. And if not dancing, I don't know where I'm gonna be. Maybe, I don't know. Never say. Like maybe it would be somewhere in a bad place too, you know. So dancing for sure changed my life and these decisions of my parents, and you know.
Yeah, you
That's
got
a big
emotional.
thing.
Tell me about like some of the things your mom was doing,
Yeah, 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 yeah.
like
For
the
sure.
sacrifices she made.
Yeah, yeah. I
Your
remember like we go into different competitions. So I was already like 12 or 13 years old. So my parents not going with me. I'm just going with my dancing friends. Yeah, and she give me those days. It was what was it? It was like if you translate it to now, it's probably like $5. That's what she gave me to 3 days of competition. So it's enough for like you know those cheap food that you just put the water in there and it's like a become a pasta or macaroni or whatever, you know.
Yeah.
That's what I eat like 3 days, 3 times a day. That's what my food was. And we even have some like I like tried from this amount of money I save a little bit sometimes to buy something because it's a different city I've never been to, you know. Maybe I just like I'll get one thing or two things, maybe bring it to my mom or something, or you know, bring it home just to memorize this. And yeah, it was a
As a memory of where
yeah, and
your mom.
it's a good thing. I believe good thing, good experience too, and good thing it's past. Good thing I don't live in that in that anymore. I don't struggle like money wise, you know. But it was a good experience. I appreciate things right now. I see my kids, and I'm afraid right now because they have everything.
Too easy.
Too easy, yes.
All of
And
us,
I'm
right?
afraid what's gonna be in the future. I asked my daughter recently, "What do you want for your birthday present?" She doesn't know. I'm like, seriously, you don't know what you want for your birthday present. You're so happy. I'm telling her like
Yeah.
you are so happy you cannot even understand that right now because there's so many kids who you ask and they will give you a list of 200 things they want for the birthday, you know, and it's gonna be different things, but you don't know even one. It's like I'm like, okay, we have to change something here. Maybe we have to look for this. It's dangerous now. Like you go too far in that side where they happy and you give them a lot of things that they don't appreciate, and then maybe you spoil them too much. And
Yeah, other issues, right, come with that. Like
yeah,
we need humans need struggle. That's how we become our best. Like that's why, like the dancing or martial arts or competition or my daughter's doing wrestling. I love all the sports.
oh,
You
she's
know?
amazing. I'll keep watching those videos. Yeah, yeah, and congratulations. She's doing really good.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's how old is she?
she's 15. Now,
15.
yeah,
Yeah, so she will be a superstar by 22,
yeah,
probably if she continue doing
yeah,
that.
yeah,
Hopefully,
exactly,
yeah,
exactly.
yeah, it will be amazing too.
Yeah, yeah, it's been a lot of fun. It's been a lot of fun. Yeah, I love, but bigger than that is like all my kids being able to have jujitsu in their lives and martial arts in their lives.
Yeah,
So, yeah,
I was trying to, but my son somehow doesn't really enjoy this. Actually, my daughter was a little more than him. Like I bring him to a kickboxing class, and my daughter tried, and she was like super into it, like super active in there, like full of energy. She like it, like with a smile on the face. She like sparring with another girl or something. And my son is like, I guess that was maybe kind of part of myself. Maybe I see myself in there. When I was a kid, I was like more like, no, okay, no, like it's like too humble sometimes, too humble. Yeah,
everybody's different,
yeah,
and the kids, right? The boys too. I think they age different, but also, yeah, it depends what they need. Maybe sometimes more like private kind of things, more than the group. Some kids
yeah,
are
yeah.
better in the group.
Yeah, I understand
So,
jiu-jitsu is not for everybody too
yeah,
because it's a very close
yeah,
contact and yeah, it's for some people they think about it. I never really like noticed those in the process like sweaty guy next to you, you hugging him very close.
yeah.
I mean it's a part of the process, but like you don't really care about it. You just go and shower after that. That's fine.
I
Yeah.
remember my wife's cousin came to visit me in New Mexico because that's where I used to live, and they never saw jujitsu before, and there was these guys wrapping their legs around another person, they're breathing all funny, sweating like, what is this? What's going on?
Yeah, some people don't understand that, but it's like, yeah, it's just a part of process, like any other, like dancing too. We're
Yeah,
all sweating and disgusting at some point, and we dance together very close. You
yeah,
know, it's think about it. It doesn't sound very good, but you don't think about it. You think what you need to do
you
at
want
this
your
moment.
goal,
You
what you're
concentrate.
trying
Yeah,
to do. Yeah,
yeah, and then I think it's also kind of being more uh, like not to, let's say for my kids, right, if something falls on the ground and they like, oh no, I'm not gonna, I'm like, yeah, you can eat it, it's fine if you just pick it up right now, and it doesn't stay there for 2 weeks, then it's fine, just
yeah,
it makes them think differently about stuff, or like just next time maybe they think not to drop it, or even if it happens, then just it's okay. So not being like, oh, it's so disgusting. I don't touch those things. No, I don't like this kind of thing.
yeah, yeah.
And
Being real, being human.
excuse me.
Yeah. Well, thank you, my brother. Thank you for your friendship. Thank you for allowing me to be part of your life. It's such
Thank
an
you so
honor.
much.
It's been amazing. All these years we've had a lot of fun, and yeah, I look forward to continuing on. And thank you for coming and sitting down. I appreciate that.
I appreciate that so much. You call me, yeah, and like I said,
Past
we
due.
have the best gym, I believe, and the best people here. So appreciate what you're doing too, and what we're learning from you. And it's not just jujitsu; it's more than that. And I can see how you making all this happen. And I know a lot of guys here appreciate that. It's not just my words. It's I'm speaking from a lot of people right now in the gym. Everybody appreciate what you build here. This is amazing. Yeah, thank you so much.
Thank you, my brother. How can people find you?
Find me on Instagram, Victor Yushin, and yeah, I'm on Instagram, on Facebook. I have some video of dancing in YouTube, but that's funny, you know.
Look that up, guys.
Yeah, if you want, I have some music videos too. But we're gonna throw more music, then maybe we can promote this a little better. I'm trying to do my own music right now, so not no covers, but like our own.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe soon it's gonna be like a couple of songs we're gonna post somewhere. Yeah.
Good. Love it. Love it. Thank you, my brother.
Thank you so much. Thank you.